Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode with Empower with Nancy. Boy, I'm super excited to talk about something that we all leaders struggle with. I know I did in the past, and it's really talking about fixing the real reason your team is underperforming. And I know some of you feel like deadlines keep getting missed and you're like, what the hell is going on? You feel like you're explained all the priorities hundreds and thousands of times, but your team still seems to be completely confused. Your team is working hard. Maybe they're feeling burnt out. Maybe their momentum and motivation is completely just dissipated. They're constantly making mistakes. Things are slipping through the cracks, and you're still scratching your head saying, what is going on here? You're completely exhausted from holding it all together. Maybe you think that it's not you. Maybe you think it's the people nowadays, their work perception, how they think about themselves, their confidence. But here's the truth. Your team's problem isn't effort. It's not that they don't care. The real reason they're underperforming is the lack of clarity. And the lack of clarity comes from leadership. And today I'm going to walk you through the team clarity blueprint. 4 areas, one clear, one to transform your team, and the reactive, the confidence, the alignment, and it's completely unstoppable. So, are you ready to get started? Because I have so much to talk about. And then, why does the lack of clarity hurt your team and can hurt you? You can have the most talented people in the world, but if they don't know what winning completely looks like for them, you'll keep spinning in circles. Maybe you're not aligned with them. Maybe they're just not understanding what you want from them. And here is a quick check here. If I asked 3 people on your team what their top priorities are right now, would I get the same answer? Or would I get completely 3 different answers? The one question exposes the truth about the clarity. Without it, even the best teams will underperform. It doesn't matter. So, the destination where we're going with this is the first step is your clarity blueprint, is defining the destination. Most leaders assume the team knows where they're headed. But if it's simple and if it's not clear, what happens? I really want to give you some coaching momentum. If I were to ask 3 people on your team where they're headed, can I get the same answer? Can can we describe our goal in under 15 words? If the answer is no, you don't have a vision problem, you have a clarity problem, bottom line. If your team is unsure of exactly what they need to do, you're not giving them clear instructions. Every person's role needs to own their role. Who owns what? Role confusion is a silent performance killer. It really, truly is. A lot of times you're pointing fingers or you're thinking that you put the person in the right position, but maybe they weren't suited for that position. When people aren't sure what lane they're supposed to be in, then they're going to be stepping on each other's toes. And they're going to back away from ownership and responsibility. And then guess what? They're going to spin their wheels. So here's some more questions I want you to ask yourself. of who owns what. What part of this outcome can you quarterback for? Where do you feel unclear about what's true or not? Where are you overlapping too much or leaving dangerous gaps? And when everyone can answer those questions, you stop having doers and start having owners. I want to repeat those. The questions I want you to ask: what part of this outcome am I the quarterback for? I meaning you, the leader. Where do I feel unclear about what's truly mine to own? Where are we overlapping too much or leaving dangerous gaps? Next, I want to talk about the process, how we get there. The third step is process. And if your team doesn't have a playbook or job aids on what the process is, guess what happens? Confusion, frustration, inconsistency. Do you have a consistent way of working? Do you have detailed job aids? Do you have people within your team cross-training one another? Or is everyone completely confused of exactly what it is that they need to do? And do they have control of their own destiny and control of what they need to do? Next is like the feedback. Always get the feedback. Clarity fades without reinforcement, and your team needs to know where they need to stand, not just when something goes wrong, but also when they're getting it right. And here's what I want to ask yourself and your team. Do you know right now who is winning and who is falling? When was the last time that you got meaningful feedback from your team? Or when was the last time that you gave, as a leader, feedback to your team? The attaboys, good job, great fix, you know, great team playing. What was the simple way that you, as a leader, celebrate the wins? And are you consistent with it? Or do you celebrate wins from time to time? And here's the team clarity blueprint that is so important. One is the destination. Where are you going? Where is your team going? Do they know exactly what they need to do? That's their roles. Who owns it? The process. How do you get there? The feedback. How we stay on track. How do you stay on track? Is your team staying on track? Because if your team is underperforming, it's almost always because of these four fuzzy blueprints and clarity. It's destination, roles, process, and feedback. So here's a challenge this week. I want you to pick just one of these sections and sit down with your team and ask the questions I shared and listen. Really, really listen. Take notes, because you'll start to get clarity. You'll start to see different patterns. I'm also going to include a worksheet guide for your reference that you can use. Because here's the truth. People don't fail because they don't care. They fail because they don't know what matters most. And the greatest gift that you as a leader can give your team is clarity. That's your blueprint. That's how you fix the real reason your team is underperforming. And I always remember, as a leader, as a person, you have full control of the will. And I want to ask you, what are you doing different today to make a difference? It's so important to be a good listener as a leader. Don't feel that you have all the answers. Don't pat yourself on the back all the time as a leader. thinking that you've developed everything, you started the company from ground up, you know everything inside and out, because as leaders, we don't always know the answers. And we learn each and every day. We learn something each and every day. And it's okay to learn from your own team, because the more your team has clarity, the more feedback and processes that can be so powerful and a well-oiled machine. So when you're out sick or on vacation or out traveling, that the department or company is still running with or without you. And that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. That means you did your job as a leader. Remember, always know your team's clarity. Provide the blueprint. I always love to do a SWOT on my team. Let's do a every 6 month SWOT, which is their strengths, their weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Do one for yourself and do one with your team. The more interaction that you have as a leader, the more trust, the more your team will go that extra mile for you, because you're in it together with the team. It's not all on you. It is all on the team together as one. It ultimately is your responsibility for everything that is happening within your department and your company. However, don't look at it as all your fault if someone makes a mistake. Everyone makes a mistake. The most important thing is learning from that mistake so that mistake doesn't happen again. And what processes are you putting in place so that mistake doesn't happen again? Don't beat yourself up as a leader. Start your day with gratitude. Start your day with your own self confidence. Believe in yourself as a person, believe in yourself as a leader, because sky's the limit. I hope this episode was extremely helpful for you leaders. Please start following me at Empower with Nancy and click the like button. Share my episodes with a friend. Remember, you have control over the will. And what are you going to do different today? With gratitude, Nancy.